he has, as you mentioned, gone deep into games. He saves the bullpen. We saw what went on last night. Dodger bullpen can use a rest. He's the right guy. Going to throw the ball down in the zone, live on the edges. He's a complete pitcher.
On the other side, Torey Lovullo going with this starting lineup to try and get at Yamamoto. Ketel Marte leads off at second base, followed by Geraldo Perdomo. Corbin Carroll bats third and right. Gabriel Moreno is cleaning up as the DH tonight. Max Kepler, the veteran outfielder, bats fifth and left. Tim Tao had a massive Friday night. He bats sixth at first. Nolan Arenado at third. James McCann, longtime backup catcher, is batting eighth. And then Tommy Troy in center field. Arizona looking to win 3 straight games for the first time since they had a 5-game winning streak right around Memorial Day. And last night's win for the Diamondbacks brought them back to 500 on the year at 47-47, 13.5 games behind the Dodgers in the National League West standings.
Leading off the game for Arizona, second baseman number 4, Ketel Marte.
Now, with all that being said, let's play some ball. It's a splitter in the dirt to get things going. Marte was 1 for 5 last night, scored 1, struck out twice.
Going to use that cutter and that sinker a lot. Again, we can pretty much rely on that splitter and fastball being present.
On a 1-1, Marte takes a whiff on a splitter.
And that's what makes him so difficult to combat. You're guarding against 4 pitches that he can control and throw at any point in the count, and then also he can locate them anywhere. You know, if there's anything you can use as far as being an offensive player going up to face Yamamoto, you've got to see the ball up. I mean, that's the one thing that you have to do.
Count square, Yamamoto freezes Marte with a cutter on the corner.
Just outguesses Marte right there, and that's the thing. You know, you're going to see some at bats tonight where you're going to look at the hitter and go like, "Come on, swing the bat," but it's a cat and mouse game.
First strikeout for Yamamoto. If the Dodgers can get 7 tonight, you get another free jumbo jack. A Jack in the Box in LA. Perdomo skies the first pitch to center field. Andy Pages casually makes the catch. And now the scuffling star that is Corbin Carroll. Did score twice last night, but was 0 for 4 at the plate. He's 4 for his last 42, batting .095 the last 12 games. You see that at the bottom, the career numbers against Yamamoto, not too pretty either. 2 for 20 with 6 punch-outs.
You know, a player like Carroll, though, you're going to tell yourself that you're due. You know, not going to continue. Or it might.
Smacks it to Muncy at third. That's a 10-pitch, 1-2-3 first for Yamamoto. Puts up the first 0. Well, the Dodgers don't want to remember much from Friday, but they would like to channel this. Back-to-back home runs to start the game. Ohtani and Pages. First time the Dodgers did that, hitting back-to-back homers to lead off a game since August 31st, 2024 against Arizona. Dodgers batting order presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. Ohtani, Pages, and Freeman. Then Betts, Muncy, Tucker, Teoscar Hernandez, Dalton Rushing, and Tommy Edman against the right-hander Brandon Pfaadt. A low strike one called for Pfaadt to get things going in the first. After Yamamoto puts up a 0. Pfaadt in his 16th game, just his 6th start of the year, and 3rd since being recalled from the minors. Ohtani sprays it in the air to left, playable for Kepler. Drifts in, makes the catch for the first out. This was a guy, EK, who was a rotation staple the last 2.5 years, but lost not only his spot in the rotation, but on the big league roster this year.
Yeah, he ended up getting sent down and try to regain some things. And since he's been back up, he's throwing well. You take a look at what he's going to use. Four-seamer and sinker, but he's been throwing the four-seamer a lot more lately. And he's had 2 good starts since his return.
2 wins against San Francisco and San Diego. Pages fouls back strike 1. There's that four-seamer you just talked about Pfaadt using more of and pounding the zone with. Though since returning, he has not gotten a single whiff with that pitch. Pages bounces a ball to the right side. Problems for Marte. 2 away. The Dodger offense is trying to finish strong. The team as a whole, obviously, but the lineup scored 12 runs July 2nd against San Diego. In 7 games since, combined 27 runs. It's an average of 3.86 runs per game. Freeman, first pitch swinging to straightaway center field. Troy, plenty of room in front of the warning track. The Dodgers go down in order. A 5-pitch first for Pfaadt.
The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Visit MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps.
Yamamoto, top of the second. This is with a breaking ball on Gabriel Moreno. The catcher is the DH tonight. He's got a 5-game hitting streak. Continued it with a 2-for-5 Friday.
A little different than last night, right? First inning, each team put 2 runs on the board.
Tonight, both pitchers with quick zeros.
11 total pitches, right? Is that what we had? 11 total?
15 combined between
15.
the two. 10 for Yamamoto and 5 for Brandon Pfaadt. Final start for Yamamoto until road trip after the All-Star break. He will not pitch in Philadelphia, though he will be in attendance for the Midsummer Classic. Two and two.
Dodgers going to be back there for quite a while back. Those going to the All-Star game. You guys leaving tomorrow, right? And then what? Don't return for almost 3 weeks, right?
It's a long one. Swing and a miss. Second K for Yamamoto. 1 out in the second.
See, that pitch starts in the zone and then dives out of it. But again, just so enticing, and especially with 2 strikes, you're looking to protect, but that's the beauty of it. Ends up being out of the zone, but it's a strike.
Now Max Kepler takes a curve down and in. Kepler in just his 12th game of the year. The PED suspension in this offseason, so he was ineligible to play the first 80 games 2026. He signed with Arizona in early June.
See that curveball right there, but so far tonight Yamamoto has had 3 swings on the splitter, all 3 swing and miss. Lays off of the splitter right there.
Strike called for Yama. He's not going to ask any questions. Just move on to the next one. 2-2. Chop foul. On paper, this is a good matchup for Yamamoto. We showed you his career numbers against the Diamondbacks in his career. 7 starts, 4-1 record. And this year, Arizona against the splitter, specifically that pitch type, they have the lowest batting average in the majors. Pinpoint with that cutter. Same way he froze Marte, he gets Kepler.
Yeah, 3 out of 5 strikeouts. And, you know, this is the problem with trying to face Yamamoto is, again, he can throw any one of really 4 pitches at any spot in the zone, and he throws it any time. And as a hitter, you've got to guess right.
3 strikeouts down, 4 away from 7, and a free jumbo jack for you in Los Angeles after the purchase of a large drink. Can the Dodgers slow down Tim Tawa after his performance in last night's series opener? Broken bat, shallow center. Pages not going to get there. Plays goalkeeper, keep the ball in front of him. A 2-out blue base hit for the Diamondbacks' first base runner.
Little World Cup action there, you know. You see him just kind of smother that ball with his body. Just doesn't want to make sure it stays in front of him, I should say. Yeah, a little World Cup action.
Tawa running for second, and the Dodgers have him caught between. Freeman to Edman. Yamamoto waiting, and that's the inning. So he faces the minimum. Actually, didn't even have to.
Take a look at the way the inning ended. Yama catches him. Good job. He follows his throw. Now he's at first base. What I like here is he just holds the spot and he waits for the runner to come to him. I get it that sometimes you want to close the gap, but Yama's over there. He knows what he's doing. Nice rundown.
Didn't even have to throw a pitch to Arenado. First pitch from Fott is a strike on Mookie Betts.
So right now we've seen a couple pitches on both sides that have been out of the zone. This is where, when you go back to the dugout, one of the coaches or somebody will say something that we may need to use a challenge just to make sure that this guy knows his zone is big. And that is one of the other reasons you may use it. You know, it's not always the run expectancy. Yes, it's about 99%. But when you have something like that going on, it's another way to utilize it.
Betts flies out to left. Max Muncy had Friday night off. He's got work on Tuesday in Philadelphia as the starting third baseman for the National League. First Dodger to do that since Ron Cey in 1977. starting the All-Star game for the 3rd time in his career. 3 different positions for Muncy. Heard Justin Wrobleski talk to John Hartung, Nomar, and James Loney during the pregame show about the logistics that have to be sorted out to get to Philadelphia for Max Muncy. Not just logistics, but also the fashion for the entire family for Max. He and his wife Kelly, all 3 of the Muncy kids, Sophie, Wyatt, Macy making the trip. Check swing, high chopper, fielded by Fott. Handles it nicely, 2 gone. But last night we talked about how Wrobleski got to be an all-star, otherwise we're going to have problems with the league. Well, no problems anymore. He's going.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, he deserved it. And a lot of fanfare and a lot of support for him getting an opportunity. And I think the thing about it is you just don't know when you're going to have that chance again. And if you want to look back at his year last year. I mean, this guy was riding the shuttle back and forth to Oklahoma City until the end of July. And you can look at another player, Andy Pages. After the first month of the season, there was a pretty good chance you weren't going to see him again, as much as he was struggling. You take those 2 guys where they were last year at certain points of 2025, and now they're going to Philadelphia. It just shows you this game can turn on a dime. Whether it's a season, whether it's individual, whether it's playoffs, any of that stuff. And that's why you got to keep showing up. You got to keep grinding.
It's been a grind for Kyle Tucker this year. Good last couple of weeks. Double last night. So he's batting .364 his last 13 games. Batting average up to .250 on the year. In the air to left, Kepler toward the line. And it's 6 up, 6 down. The Dodger offense just 1 run the last 10 offensive innings. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. Getting set for the 3rd inning. No score so far in LA for the Dodgers or D-backs. Bottom of the order for Arizona: Arenado, McCann, and Troy. It was a 3-walk evening for Arenado last night. Scored twice. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks otherwise. The curve dropped on him, 1-1. There's another splitter. Well, we mentioned how the Diamondbacks have been the worst team in Major League Baseball hitting against splitters, so it makes sense that Yamamoto is throwing more of that pitch tonight than he has all year.
And that's the thing, you know, when we see those.
Ground ball to Betts. 1 away.
When we see those StatCast profiles, and you know, whether you're looking at them through the course of a season or how somebody threw their previous start, it's really just a template, because each team is going to be attacked differently. They have different strengths and weaknesses, and you know, like you mentioned, Nelly, this is a steady diet of splitters written all over it.
The longtime backup catcher, James McCann, Santa Barbara native, watches a fastball into strike. On the ground to Muncy. The throw is not good. A slide from McCann, and he reaches.
And Freddie does a nice job of coming off the bag. Again, we made a point the other evening when Miguel Rojas was over at first base covering. You've got to go off and catch the ball. That's the #1 thing. And Freddie does a great job of that, and then tries to make the tag on the runner.
And the uncharacteristically sloppy play continues for the Dodgers this week, EK. That's now 7 errors the last 4 games.
Yeah, and Max is hit a bit of a rut the last couple of games. He's been dynamite all year long. And what people don't know is the fielding part, that you can go into a slump fielding wise, where just like hitting, nothing feels comfortable. You can be out in the field and ground balls, like you feel like you're getting an in-between hop. You're not picking it up quick. Everything's handcuffing you. I mean, that's real.
1-2 on Tommy Troy at the bottom of the order.
You can also get into throwing issues too, and that's the thing is when you don't make a play, you want the ball hit right back at you, and you want to make a play just so you can put it behind you. Just got to get it out of your head.
Splitter in the dirt, 2-2. Well, the Dodger infield has to stay ready with Yamamoto with all the ground balls, and he induces the best in the business. Could use one here or another punch. He'll take either. Curve outside, and the count runs full. Walk to the 9-hitter, Tommy Troy. So it'll be 2 aboard for Ketel Marte.
Not only walking the #9 hitter, but you were ahead in the count, 1-2. Just unable to put him away was too fine. Tip your cap though, Tommy Troy. It's a first-round pick kid out of Stanford that going to have a long career.
12th overall in 2023. So now Marte for a second time. Yamamoto struck him out, leading off the game. There's a cutter. That's kind of been the game plan, it would seem, for Yamamoto and Dalton rushing against Marte. And 6 pitches, 3 cutters, 3 splitters.
Well, and the thing about the cutters too is he's moving them around on the plate. That one was just glove side. If you remember, you go back to his first at bat, it was arm side. One thing to protect against a pitch, now you got to protect against the edges.
Splitter slips away, 1-1. After the error and a walk, first and second, 1 out in the top of the 3rd for the Diamondbacks. In the air, shallow left, going back is Muncy. Reaches up, and he's got out number 2.
Number 2, Geraldo Perdomo.
Geraldo Perdomo's 0 for 1. Flew out on the first pitch he saw in the first inning. He's as hot as he's been all year. Season average of 246, but batting .314 the last 13 games and a .280 clip the last 35. Two balls, no strikes.
Oof. Nice pitch right there. Just, not only mixing in that curveball, but just the change in speed. He just throwing a 96-mile-an-hour sinker, comes back with a 77-mile-an-hour curve. Take that.
And speeds it right back up to 97 for strike 2.
So we just have had 20-mile-an-hour differentials in the last 2 pitches. Yama walking Tommy Troy, the number 9 hitter. It's the 3rd time this year that he's walked that 9th place hitter. Did not do it once all of last year.
Yeah, there have been some odd performances against Yamamoto at the bottom of the order. Eric Haas of the Giants comes to mind. That multi-home run game he had. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yamamoto to Perdomo. Do it again. Yamamoto north of 20 pitches here in the 3rd inning. This would be number 22.
Might be a good time right now to try and sneak that cutter in off the plate. Has not thrown one yet to Perdomo.
Rushing, setting up away for the another 2-2. Popped him up. Teoscar Hernandez in left. Has the final out. To the air and the walk stranded, another 0. You're watching back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA, and it's brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Bottom of the 3rd, bottom of the order for LA. Teoscar Hernandez, Dalton Rushing, and Tommy Edman. Dodgers looking for their first base runner still against Brandon Pfaadt. Teo 0 for 4 last night. He's 10 games off the injured list. He's batting .114, 4 for 35. Just the 20th pitch of the game for Pfaadt. Fouled away right side. And he moved him from the rotation to the pen, continued to struggle, so they sent him down to AAA Reno. Only came back up really because Michael Soroka and Ryan Nelson both went on the injured list. Another season where the D-backs starters have been decimated by injuries. Corbin Burns is still down, and he had a setback coming back from his surgery. Hernandez grounds it on a check swing. Perdomo makes the play. And then we find out today, before this game gets going, Zach Gallen, the longtime ace in Arizona and the scheduled Sunday starter, he is scratched because he's got elbow inflammation. So some runway here for Pfaadt, who seems to have figured some things out.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he's thrown well since his return, and really using that four-seamer a lot more. You just look at that at bat against Teo. First 3 pitches, four-seamers, and then mix in that curveball and retired him. I mean, he does. He looks like a different pitcher. Now, again, he threw against San Diego and San Francisco. I'm not sure that I'd get all that excited about those two offenses.
Rushing, a little cue shot to first. It's an awkward spin, but handled by Tawa, 2 away.
But again, he's giving him a boost. There's no question. And Soroka should be back soon. Gallen, yes, he's down, but look at that. He's had a real tough year.
Yep. 2 years now.
Yeah.
Tommy Edman takes time before seeing a pitch here in the 9 spot. 8 up, 8 down against Pfaadt. Edman last night 1 for 3 with a walk. First pitch fastball, strike 1. 15 starts now for Edman after last night's game. He's had a hit in 11 of them, multiple hits in 7 games.
Edman kind of bouncing all around the lineup. Just the other night, he was protection for Shohei, hitting second, had a couple of base hits. Last night, hitting in that 5-hole, reached base twice. This time he's hitting in front of Shohei. Versatile.
And he strikes out. The Dodgers go down in order once again.
We're going to test our players to see how well they can speak the native languages of their teammates.
An exclusive Kike Hernandez pitching bobblehead tomorrow, presented by Nikaido. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. Nelly, how'd I do?
Did pretty well there, okay. If there's a
I was just reading the card.
yeah, no, you got through it great.
I mean,
on time. You talking about pronunciation?
I mean, you know that. I'm not looking to you for time. I'm looking pronunciation. I mean, you were our translator in Japan.
That's right. That's right.
Very thankful for that.
Learned how to say elevator?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Elevator. Ball and a strike on Corbin Carroll. Yamamoto trying to navigate his second time through the order. It's not a surprise to see Yamamoto dealing, but Brandon Pfaadt, 3 perfect innings, 27 pitches, 21 of them strikes.
A lot of fastballs too.
Fastballs.
You know,
Full count on Carroll. High in the air, playable for Teoscar Hernandez in left.
Yama continuing his trend of retiring the leadoff hitter so far.
Number 14, Gabriel Moreno.
4 times. He's had to send that Diamondback player back to the dugout.
Now the cleanup spot with Gabriel Moreno. All upstairs, and Dalton Rushing telling Yamamoto, all right, it's all right, calm down, settle in, play catch. As Rushing continues to lead the way behind the plate, as the Dodgers wait on Will Smith's return. More on when that may be. Let's go down to David Vassegh.
Well, Dave Roberts told me last week that he doesn't see Will Smith coming back anytime before the end of July. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense because Dave has talked about Will going out on rehab games when his neck does start cooperating with him, but he will not be back by the end of July. And I could tell you this, guys, Will Smith's legs, they work really well. When he ran away from me the first day of the homestand when I tried to ask him about how his neck's feeling.
No, you just caught him at a bad time. It's not that he didn't want to talk to you, DV.
That seems to happen often.
No, or maybe play baseball with you. Everybody wants to do that, including me, just for the record. Another full count for Yamamoto here in the 4th inning. Back-to-back full counts for Yamamoto. Conversely, the Dodgers haven't gotten him to a 2-ball count yet tonight.
You know, with Dave's report on Will, I think, you know, the trading deadline looming, you know, the Dodgers have to be in the market for some more catching depth. That's just the reality of it. Some experienced catching depth.
And the frustration for Yamamoto after walking Moreno. And really, since that error on Muncy, it seemed like Yamamoto's rhythm has been thrown off a little bit. He walked Troy. 2 walks within a 5-batter stretch. Kepler bounces one over Freeman's head into right field. Now D-backs on the corners.
And Kepler just bounces that thing into the ground hard enough to take a hop over Freddie's head and get by Tommy over at second base. Again, not a lot of damage, but you're looking at runners on first and third right now, only 1 out. And Tim Tawa, who hit that home run last night, he had that little blooper of a base hit earlier.
So he's now 4 for 5 in this series is Tawa. Get his season batting average back to 200. I mean, he had nearly had as many hits last night alone as he had in the previous 19 games combined. First and third, 1 out, no score in the 4th. Strike 1. Tawa, another Stanford product, got 3 of those starting this game tonight. Tommy Edman, Tommy Troy the other. Chopper to third. Muncy jumps. He fails a long throw. The stretch in time. What a play from Muncy. The run does score on the play, but even still,
they're going to challenge it. Torrey's going to challenge it. Got the word from the video guys, and
Arizona is challenging the out call at first base.
I mean, regardless, the athleticism just to make that play. See how high he gets up. Maybe he can dunk. He said he can. Throw, gets the long hop. That's a tough one. Tawa hits the middle of the bag. He doesn't hit the front part of the bag, so that gives Freddie a little opportunity there. Man, I mean, the play, they called him out, so I don't know. Does that look conclusive to you to overturn it? I got to get a yes or no, Nelly.
I'm going to say no.
Like, I don't think that's enough.
Think there's enough. Let's see. Yeah, unless they deem his spike.
I mean, he's hitting the,
yeah, no, I'm with you.
I mean, I think he's out, and you know where he faults himself there is he's not hitting the front part of the bag. I mean, look where he lands. I mean, that's just not good.
I have committed on my scorebook. Wrote it in pen.
That's a great play by Muntz. I mean, he's almost Matrix-like in the air down there over at third.
After review, the call on the field stands.
Yep.
The runner is out.
Yep.
Arizona will lose their challenge.
Okay, so the Diamondbacks team challenge burned in the top of the fourth. Arizona does lead, though, 1-0 on what is an RBI ground out for Tawa. Another ball that was hit basically straight into the dirt against Yamamoto this inning. So now 2 out. Kepler on second. Ball 1 away on Arenado.
You know, with Moreno coming around to score, remember, he got down to first on a walk. That's the 4th walk in this series that has come around to score. So 4 of their 10 runs in this series, a result of base on balls.
And for a lineup that's been scuffling, you want to make them earn it all the time, but especially when it seems like a team is in a cold spell offensively. The Dodgers have gifted them base runners, extra bases, and runs. On a 2-1, Yamamoto twirls in a curve, square the count. You know, that was a pitch. You talked about the curveball and how it can affect the hitter with the change of speed. It was such a weapon for him last year. It was a core pitch for him, the curve, but he's had to go away from it this year, and the numbers against it have gone up for the opponents. On the ground, Freeman has it on the backhand. Now a foot race against Arenado, and he wins it. Snake strike first, 1-0 in the middle of the 4th. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Arizona opening the scoring in the first 2 games of this 3-game series on the eve of the All-Star break. Bottom of the 4th, top of the order, Ohtani, Pages, Freeman. Brandon Pfaadt, perfect through 3. Starts off with a curve. Steady diet of fastballs the first 3 innings.
Well, this is second time through, so everybody's seen Fott. As you mentioned, a ton of fastballs that first time through. Starts Shohei off with that curve.
Couple of shakes to get to this fastball. Up and out of the zone. Ball and a strike. The first 29 pitches, there have been 17 swings from the Dodgers and 4 whiffs. He's been pounding the strike zone. We talked about that earlier, and the Dodgers have not yet been able to get to him. Fox 1-2. Blistered by Ohtani, and the Dodgers have their first hit, first base runner, a leadoff single in the 4th. Well, Ohtani was supposed to start last night's game, was scratched, but he has started each of the first 2 games of this series as the DH, and he plans to do so again tomorrow. David Vassegh, you were leading the scrum last night as Ohtani met the media postgame. What did he have to say?
Yeah, first things first, Steven. Ohtani said that he is going to play tomorrow, but post-game is going to have his left knee drained. And then when he spoke to the Japanese media, the California Post reported that he said it is that kneecap that is giving him a hard time, that left kneecap. And back in September of 2019, Ohtani had surgery on that left kneecap because he was born with 2 separate bones in that left kneecap rather than just a single fused one. But he didn't rule out that all of this knee trouble could be related to that. But obviously, the one thing he did confirm is that he plans to continue to pitch in the second half. Dave Roberts and Mark Pryor told me the same thing. But this is going to be something they're going to read and react with Ohtani to determine how that left knee responds start to start.
Yeah, that condition is called bipartite patella. And it's basically a condition where the kneecap, as Dave mentioned, is made of 2 separate bones instead of a single fused bone. And very uncommon, happens to about 1 or 2% of the population. But it can be very painful. It can be, once it gets aggravated, it doesn't easily go away. And he did have a surgery to try to correct that back in 19.
You saw in his home run trot last night, that was as labor to trek around the bases as we've ever seen, not just with the Dodgers, but in his career. Gave fans a visual of how that left knee is affecting him. Another 0-2 pitch to Andy Pages upcoming. Another foul ball. Another part of that media scrum, and DV can correct me if I'm paraphrasing incorrectly, is that Ohtani said that it's because of his pitching mechanics, how he lands on that left leg and knee, and we'll have to see if he can tweak his mechanics to help alleviate some of the discomfort and pain. 1-2. Dodgers have the tying run on here in the 4th. And a 1-2. Pages fishes one into left field. Back-to-back hits to open up the 4th.
Andy goes down and grabs a curveball, flips it out there at 81 miles an hour. Putting the Dodgers in business here. First 2 hitters getting on base, and Brandon Pfaadt finding himself in a little bit of trouble. Both of those hits also coming on 2 strike counts.
Home crowd getting into it here in the bottom of the fourth. First and second, no outs. Dodgers trailing by a run. Vaught checks Ohtani. Focuses on Freeman. And misses downstairs. Freddie flew out to center field. His first trip up there.
Freddie looking to get on track last night. Strikeout and hit into a double play. Did smoke one to second baseman.
This is the first 2-ball count of the game for Brandon Pfaadt. It's bounce foul. Freeman entered this series hitting .304 with runners in scoring position. His career average .331. Trying to tie the game or do better. Terrific curve on the corner, 2-2.
Yeah, really well executed right there. Not only throwing that curveball and keeping him off balance, but the location right on that line there.
Poked to short, 6-4, the turn. Not in time. The Dodgers on the corners and only one away.
Freddie doing a nice job of hustling down there, staying out of the double play. And you know he's not 100%, but doing everything he can to keep this rally alive.
Now Betts facing a pitcher in Brandon Pfaadt. He is seen well in his career. 10 for 25 lifetime.
Yeah, Mookie only one hit in the Colorado series, but it was a big one. Drove in what turned out to be the game-winning run in the third game of the series. Last night, a base hit his first time up.
And he pops it up right side of the infield. Smacks his bat in frustration. That's not going to get it done. 2 away. So it'll be up to Max Muncy to continue the fourth.
Number 13, Max Muncy.
Muncy grounded out back to Pfaadt. We saw him in the second inning. Ohtani on third, Freeman on first. 2 out, the Dodgers down 1-0. Low curve. Fastball catches the inside edge, 1-1. Change up low and away. Muncy this year hitting .263 with runners in scoring position. Just saw a moment ago since early June. Batting average 4-12 in these situations. Dodgers need him to come through again. Chases a change, and now the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See that great move, and it starts on the outer part of the plate. Muntz thinks it's just going to stay there, but runs a couple inches off.
With the deuce wild, here's Brandon Pfaadt. Once he spoils another change. Obviously the busiest inning for Pfaadt. 27 pitches to get through the first 3 innings. He's had 22 pitches so far in the 4th and not yet done. The 50th from Pfaadt as he pulls it foul in front of a heater.
You know, including tonight, the Dodgers in the previous 3 games plus this evening, they are 3 for their last 24 with runners in scoring position. Oh, Muntz would like to change that right here. 0 for 2 tonight.
Two on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see, jam on a hop at second. And that gets Pfaadt through the inning. The first 2 get on. The Dodgers can't get anybody home. 1-0 Arizona after 4. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Offense has not been easy for the Dodgers of late. 4 shutout innings for Brandon Pfaadt. 1-0 Diamondbacks as Yamamoto reclaims the mound. Face 8, 9, and 1. Strike 1 to James McCann, who reached on an error his first time up. Quickly 0-2. Down on 3 pitches.
Sinker, sinker, slider. Not messing around at all right there. And that pitch well out of the zone, but McCann in swing mode from the get-go.
Back to Tommy Troy. Drew a walk after being behind Yamamoto 1-2. Fastball low and away. It's the 39th game for the rookie Troy. Or Cal kid, Los Gatos High in Stanford. Chops it to Muncy at third, but foul. Oh, that's a painful strike too.
That's knee too.
Oh,
back,
man.
that back knee? That's back knee.
Oh. So they saw their top prospect Ryan Waldschmidt exit last night's game early. Got hit on the hand. He's holding the bat on a bunt attempt, and it hit him, so he had to leave. Though he is available off the bench today. And then here tonight, Troy fouls one off his back knee. Yep.
Take a look here. This is oh. That's like the front of the kneecap, top of the knee. That's not good.
He is.
I mean, neither.
A fan's face in the second row is appropriate.
Well, the next thing that happens, neither one is good. Either you got to get back in the box and face Yamamoto and your knee is absolutely barking, or you're coming out of the game because your knee is absolutely barking. Okay, well, at least you see some jumping right there. I mean, okay. Wow. Could talk your way into it.
Troy entered 2026 as Arizona's 4th best prospect, according to MLB Pipeline.
Again, coming out of Stanford, he was an infielder. He bounced around. He played some second, short, third. And he even had been playing that in the minor leagues, but the opportunity arose to get his bat in the lineup, and they moved him to the outfield. He was learning the outfield up here in the big leagues.
Check swing on a splitter, and he held up. Another full count. Said that a handful of times tonight. Strike 3. Cutter at the knees.
Second baseman Ketel
So yes,
Marte.
the cutter, filthy pitch that you've got to protect against. But again, you look at the location and it's right on the edges. And he throws pitches on the edges. He is 7th best of starting pitchers in the majors.
Will flare beyond second. Edman. It's a 1-2-3 fifth for Yamamoto. Halfway home in LA.
The first 40,000 fans will take home an exclusive Edwin Diaz bobblehead on Wednesday, July 29th, presented by Budweiser. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. And Edwin Diaz made his first rehab appearance out in Ontario. He pitched a scoreless 4th inning with 2 strikeouts. So he's on his way back, should be back by the end of July, early August.
That's a great update to hear, DV. Thank you. As Kyle Tucker grounds out on the first pitch of the 5th inning. Dodgers down 1-0.
Dodgers so far this evening, 27% chase rate. I'm sorry, the season, 27% chase rate, which is 2nd in Major League Baseball. So 27% for the season. Tonight, almost 59% chase rate. Wow. They chased 17 of 29 out of the zone.
That's hard to believe,
right? I mean, if you didn't know any better, you look at those numbers, and that would be similar to the final day of a spring training game.
Yes,
right.
Exactly what I was.
But that, you're trying to get out of there. This, you're not. I mean,
you're trying to
tip your
lead
cap,
Arizona.
Yeah.
Not,
I mean, right?
You're trying to beat Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Numbers to your point, just how properly stingy Dodgers hitters are. Hernandez flies one to straightaway center field. Troy at the wall. He makes the catch. Oh, and then he's hurt after crashing into the wall. Fouled the ball off his right kneecap the last inning and now jams his shoulder in the center field fence. Oh, no.
He does a nice job of going back and really not having any regard for the wall. Again, we're talking about he is just learning the position. Been an infielder and then having to learn at the big league level. They're calling the medical crew out there.
And like the contact, it wasn't like he was going full sprint into the wall. It seemed harmless in terms of the sprint speed running back there, but it just hit him in the wrong spot, the wrong button.
Well, again, when you go in there, number of things. It could be neck, it can be shoulder, clavicle. It's just.
This has not been a fun fifth inning for Tommy Troy.
Well, this is the at bat, and you see him. I mean, that's on the side view. You can see that he smokes the top of his kneecap. And then here, it looks like he's got a step. It just, the way he's got that arm tucked in, and see the immediate discomfort. Looks like he's coming out of the ball game.
Oh, that's terrible. That's one of the exciting young players that the Diamondbacks have. So a second straight night, but it also comes off the bench in place of an injured top prospect. Last night he replaced Waldschmidt. And now tonight replacing Troy.
Eventually for Arizona, #1, Jorge Barrosa takes over in center field for #9, Tommy Troy. Number 68.
That's hopefully it's just a precautionary thing to get an extra look at Troy. As he exits the game, 2 outs and the bases empty in the 5th. Diamondbacks won, the Dodgers nothing. Dodgers had a chance in the 4th. Singles from Ohtani and Pages to open the inning, as rushing sends one foul down the right field line. So he had 2 on and nobody out. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Max Muncy due up, and they came up empty. Rushing would like the same swing, just in fair territory. So he swings through a strike, another pitch out of the strike zone. So that'll go down as another chase and a whiff. Both Dodger hits came in 2 strike counts. Rushing trying to follow that suit. Strike 3 call, no challenge. It's been a wide zone from the crew chief Rob Drake tonight. And he's scoffing at the dugout even though he missed the call.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans on Tuesday, July 28th, and you'll receive one of 5 player championship rings presented by Security Benefit. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Dodgers trying to three-peat in 2026. More short-term, trying to even this series against Arizona. Lost last night, one of the sloppier games of the first half. And tonight in the pitcher's duel, Yamamoto and Brandon Pfaadt, 1-0 D-backs starting the 6th. It was a 10-pitch 5th for Yamamoto. You get the pitch count back in line where you would want it. His first 3 pitches have missed to Perdomo. Four-pitch leadoff walk. This is just the second start all year that Yamamoto has issued more than 2 walks.
Well, remember the
Right fielder,
walk
Corbin
in
Carroll.
the 4th inning came around to score. That was Gabriel Moreno.
Now Corbin Carroll for a 3rd time. He's 0 for 2. Pounds his own with a heater. 1-2. Dodgers looking for that trademark length again from Yamamoto. He's gone 6+ innings in 14 of his first 16 starts, 7+ in 7 starts. Sits down Carroll, the first out of the 6th. And last night the Dodgers used 7 different pitchers in a bullpen game. The only one who didn't appear was Tanner Scott, and 5 of the 7 gave up runs.
But nice to see, just had a 4-pitch walk and then comes back 4 pitches. It's a strikeout. One of the best players in the game.
Now Moreno. Curve in there for a strike. Another breaking ball.
So you got 4 straight balls to lead off the inning, and then on a stretch right now, 5 of 6 strikes.
Try another 0-2. Splitter spoiled. Late time call. And Moreno tapping his chest to Yamamoto and signaling aid. No disrespect. That's on me. Fastball in. Splitter up and in. EK is. You hear a lot of hitters talk to you guys. Say, all right, be on time, be ready for the fastball. Both teams tonight having difficulty against the hard stuff. The Dodgers are 1 for 12 with 2 strikeouts. Arizona 1 for 12 with 4 strikeouts against fastballs. It's 4-seamers, sinkers, and cutters.
Oh my, what an at bat.
Just poked it through the right side. Perdomo running for third, and he'll have it. Breaks his helmet in the process.
I mean, that pitch a couple inches out of the zone. You know, it's an interesting at bat, though. It's a 6-pitch at bat, but not one ball was thrown. And yes, that pitch would have been a ball, but Yamamoto didn't change eyesight. He didn't throw something high, and every pitch was something that Moreno could continue to foul off. And I think if he would have expanded the zone or just thrown something that was not reachable, it would have had a better result. I mean, that's a case of throwing too many in the strike zone or near the strike zone. I mean, again, well, I'm sorry, we're going on a stretch right now where after the 4 balls to that first hitter, we're 10 of 11 strikes.
Would you believe 11 to 12?
Yeah. Right?
I was ready.
I mean, that's great, but you know, if I'm a hitter right now, I'm up there, I'm hacking, because if it is a ball, it's only going to be an inch or 2 off the plate.
On 0-2, Kepler takes a splitter in the dirt. The left fielder 1 for 2, struck out in the second, singled in the fourth. Put the Diamondbacks in position for their first run. Threatening for another here in the 6th. A leadoff walk on third base. Kepler spent 10 years with the Minnesota Twins, spent last year with the Phillies. Again, suspended in the offseason for positive PED test. Fly ball, center field. Pages makes the catch, but plenty deep enough to double the Diamondback lead. And both runs a result of walks.
First baseman Tim
The
Tolliver.
last 2 at bats very productive and good for the Diamondbacks. Moreno had that 6-pitch at bat, all strikes, kept fouling him off, then found the right side of the field, and then Kepler down 0-2, able to drive a ball later on in the count. Get a sacrifice fly.
Oh my gosh!
See, and again, this is a case where both clubs are aware that this strike zone is wide. So again, to challenge a pitch in a non-run producing situation would make all the sense in the world, because you've got to rein in that zone.
Sharply hit underneath the glove of Muncy down the left field line. There's going to be a stop sign. Moreno didn't see it. He's running through it, and there's no relay home. J.R. House is saying stop, stop, stop. Moreno had the head down. And it's another RBI for Tim Tawa, who cannot be stopped in this series.
Yeah, he's just been a nightmare for this Dodger ball club. You see, he gets under the glove of Muncy. He dives for it. But then you see House. He's holding them, and then Moreno, he's not having any of it. House was almost ready to tackle him. The funny thing is after Moreno scored, he looked down to House, and he gave him that sign, tapping the chest, much like he did to Yamamoto when he called timeout. And it's that universal language, my bad, right? But he used it twice that inning.
They intentionally walked Arenado with first base open, so first and second, 2 outs. Rather face James McCann. Pitch count for Yamamoto is up there now, near 100. 21 pitches in this 6th inning. It's the 3rd inning tonight. He's had to throw at least 20 pitches. That is not typical for him.
Well, and I believe Yamamoto, in 3 of his last 4 starts, he's gone 100 or more pitches. And so we're sneaking up on another one right here.
And before this series is done, Tim Towell might match the rest of his season production in the RBI department. Had 8 entering this series. He has 5 in this series alone. Ball 1 not close on McCann. Fly ball left field. Hernandez back on the warning track in front of the wall. It's gone. James McCann's first home run of the year. Right after the intentional walk to Arenado, and McCann makes the Dodgers pay. It's now 6-0 Arizona.
The sinker that just continued to float in. Wasn't a hard enough pitch, or wasn't in enough. McCann beat him to the spot. Very uncharacteristic of Yamamoto.
And the way the Dodger lineup has been going, this 6-0 hole feels a heck of a lot bigger than that.
And remember, this inning started off with a 4-pitch walk to Geraldo Perdomo.
And it's another home run at the bottom of the order against Yamamoto. It has been one of those odd themes that you can't explain this year. A backup catcher at the bottom of the order.
How about tonight? Yamamoto, 9 earned runs in his previous 8 starts, a total of 9 earned runs.
Landon Knack recalled today. Kyle Hurt option. Landon getting loose. 8th D-back to the plate. Barossa in his first plate appearance after taking over for the injured Tommy Troy. Barossa to left. Hernandez has room. That is a stunning 6. 5 runs for Arizona. Went from 1-0 Diamondbacks to 6-0. 5.5 complete. Nobody was expecting this. 6 innings for Yamamoto, 103 pitches, 6 earned runs, 5 hits, 4 walks, 1 of them intentional.
I mean, he'd relatively, he had that little hiccup in the 4th inning, but other than that, he'd really been cruising right along. And again, that 4-pitch walk to Perdomo, and then even after that, he struck out Carroll. And he had Moreno down 0-2, threw him 6 pitches. He just kept fouling him off, and then Moreno does a nice job of serving it into right field. Kepler, the next hitter, he has down 0-2. I guess the story is he just couldn't put guys away when he needed to.
And then James McCann, after Arenado was intentionally walked with 2 outs. His first home run of the year. Now, McCann did have an all-star season 5 years ago when he was with the White Sox, and he's flashed pop in the past, but even still, you did not have that in your mind. Edman pulls one into the right field corner. Have extra bases to lead off the 6th. Got to start somewhere and chip away at the deficit. Edman doing his part.
Okay, just getting a little life. He'd worked a 2-0 count and then fouled off a 4-seamer. He gets a changeup here. He's out in front of it, but able to keep the barrel back and then just hooks it down into that corner. Gives Shohei an opportunity to hit with a runner in scoring position. Dodgers 0 for 3 so far this evening.
They have 1 run this Dodger offense the last 13 innings. Ohtani underneath it. Perdomo back from short to secure out number 1.
Center fielder, Andy Pages.
Brandon Pfaadt just one of those guys for one reason or another. Doesn't matter what his numbers are in the lead up to the season that he's having. He seems to give the Dodgers fits. That's a strike called, and Pages is going to rein Rob Drake in.
So I like that. I mean, it's, you know, we're into the 6th inning right now, and he's had a super wide zone. But the first challenge for either ball club.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and Andy Pages wins it. Pages singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. On 3-0. Pages is the green light. Fouls back, strike 1.
A little surprise there. Down 6-0. I mean, that pitch is a great pitch. Not a great pitch to hit, though. Swing at the other one, but you take that.
3-2.
I like this here. Give himself a little chance to regroup and reset. Done a nice job working that count to 3-0, but last 2 pitches not exactly the way Andy really wanted to approach things.
Payoff. Bounce foul. Another 3-2. Base hit left field. They're going to wave in Edman. The throw in. Way off the mark. Arenado has no throw as he had to cut it off. And the Dodgers are on the board. Now 6-1.
Manny gets a good pitch to hit here. 4-seamer right down the middle part of the plate, lower part of its own. The best pitch of the at-bat for him to offer at. He does exactly what he needs to do. Gets the Dodgers on the board. First hit this series for the Dodgers with a runner in scoring position.
Prompts a mound visit for Brandon Pfaadt from Brian Kaplan, the D-back pitching coach. 71 pitches. He's stirring now in the Arizona right field pen. Brandon Brandon Garcia, who pitched last night. Left-hander is up again. So in steps Freddie Freeman, searching for his first hit of the series. 0 for 2 tonight. 0 for 5. Strike one. Takes a low curve. Now Freeman rips one to right field. Pages will hold at second. Dodgers trying to string some things together in the 6th.
It's starting to get fun. 2 pitches that the Dodgers have had to drive, and they've done just that. Andy Pages finally getting that 3-2 pitch, and then Freddie getting a nice pitch right there. Coming off the bat at 107 miles an hour at changeup. That got a big part of the plate. Dodgers are limiting that chase right now and starting to force Pfaadt to get it over the plate and getting it over the big part of the plate once they attack.
They have more hits here in the 6th inning than they had in the first 5 innings combined. 3 compared to 2. 2 on, 1 out. Pfaadt facing Mookie Betts. Ball 1.
Bring the action.
Betts can change the feeling of this game in this series. Pfaadt gives him a curve. Ball and a strike. Ground ball, base hit left field. Pages waved in. 6-2. And here comes Torey Lovullo.
Mookie gets a cutter and finds a hole over on that left side. Good enough for another hit with runners in scoring position. Dodgers are getting themselves right back in this ball game here. You mentioned Torey going out there having to switch things up.
Diamondbacks go into the bullpen. The Dodgers with their first 2 runs within 4. We'll be right back. Runs. 4 Dodger hits in this inning, 3 in a row, forcing Torey Lovullo to turn to Brandon Garcia, the lefty who pitched an inning last night through 16 pitches. Did not allow a base runner, and he struck out 2.
We talked about it last night. A run that sinker up there around 97, 98, a sweeper and a cutter as well. Not an enjoyable bat for a left-handed hitter.
Max Muncy has been unbothered facing left-handed pitching this year. Worked so hard this offseason, keeping the hands in, keeping his bat through the zone longer. So now facing southpaws, he's been more productive than he has at any time in his career.
Well, I think also starting off the year having some success, you start to breed that confidence. And there isn't any doubt, and you think that you can go up there and hit against anybody.
Pinpoint fastball, 1-2. Saw Garcia run it up there to 99 last night. Last pitch at 97. Muncy looking to continue the 6th inning rally. Strike 3 call. Muncy won't challenge.
And see, that's a time right there where you do challenge. It's a run scoring situation. Now he probably would have lost because it was right on the edge. But if you challenge there, there's no problem right there. You're not going to be right all the time, and it's not the right or wrong. It's when do you do it? And that time right there, definitely warranted if you wanted to.
Another lefty hitter, and Kyle Tucker 0 for 2 tonight. Ball 1 off the plate. Dodgers would love to hang at least one more earned run on Brandon Pfaadt's night before this 6th inning is over. Arizona with 5 in the top of the 6th. 3 of them on a home run from James McCann off Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Dodgers have responded well. 2 runs across, still 2 aboard, 2 out. Three balls and a strike. Tying run on deck with Teoscar Hernandez.
Take a look at Brandon Pfaadt.
Tucker right to Perdomo. 2 stranded, but 2 across. The Dodgers back in it a little bit. 6-2. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. It's the return of the Knack, Landon Knack, in his 2026 debut. It's the ball for the top of the 7th. The Dodgers getting a couple runs back, so it's now a 6-2 Diamondback lead. Knack was activated off the injured list, where he was with an oblique strain since the end of March.
I think good to see Landon back, as far as you know that he's healthy now and he's going to give you innings, and you can use him in a variety of ways.
Still 1-2 on Ketel Marte. Let's go down to DV.
I was talking to Landon Knack before the game, and he said tonight actually was his start day for Oklahoma City, and he's getting closer to being built up to 5 innings, 75 pitches, and that's the number that Dave Roberts mentioned before the game. And he says he feels strong and hasn't felt this good in a while.
Gets a strike out of Marte, but
Batter's challenging the strike call.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and the Diamondbacks lose one.
Arizona has 1 challenge remaining.
I love to see him do that there. It's a great changeup though by Landon. I mean, it's almost like that fastball that you would throw to left-handed hitters at their hip and freeze him. It runs back over the plate. He did it with a change.
So you guys get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. Sunday in Los Angeles, after you buy a large drink, free Jumbo Jack, because the Dodgers struck out 7. At a DB's point, talking about the build-up for Knack. He's thrown 63 pitches, his high so far. Dodgers needing multiple innings. Knack can give them that. It was Perdomo who led off the top of the 6th inning, a 4-pitch walk from Yamamoto. And even though Corbin Carroll struck out, that walk sort of set the stage for the Snakes in the 6th. 2-strike base hit from Moreno, sac fly Kepler, RBI double Tawa, intentional walk to Arenado to get to McCann. That's the matchup they wanted, and McCann burned him, a 3-run homer. 2-2 count now on Perdomo. A 2-strike hit by pitch off the hand.
This is a slider. He just tried to run it in. See a replay of it.
Right hand.
Yep. Can't tell if he has one of those gloves that has the padding on the outer part.
Torey Lovullo's got to be standing there thinking, these last couple years, man, with the injury bug, which the Dodgers can empathize with that. And good to see Perdomo walking down the line and staying in the game.
Wasn't that long ago, right? 2023, they were in the World Series.
Yep.
Playing against Texas and raced their way through the playoffs to get to that World Series.
And Lovello will joke with Dave Roberts and the Dodgers, you're welcome, because the Diamondbacks knocked out LA in the division series, as we all remember, and then that offseason, Dodgers responded by signing Shohei Ohtani, trading for Tyler Glasnow, bringing in Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah, certainly weren't going to let that happen again, right?
High in the air off the bat of Carroll toward the right field pole. Tucker is there at the short wall. It's foul. Oh. Perdomo for second. Throw. And dribbles away. Edman backing up Betts.
Mookie trying to pick that ball and make the tag all at the same time. Dalton got it down there, but not an easy one to handle at all.
15 stolen base of the season for Perdomo. 3rd stolen base of this series for Arizona. Nice pick by Rushing. 2-2. 2-2 to Carroll. Sails upstairs. Upstairs, ball 4.
So after the strikeout of Marte, he's gone hit, batter, and walk, and those are the things that just can't happen. And whether you're a young pitcher and experienced pitcher, but that's not something that the organization is going to be excited about.
Gabriel Moreno.
The free passes.
That's now 10 walks issued by Dodger pitching in this series. First and second, 1 away. Ball 1 to Moreno. Reached twice and scored twice. Ball 2. And another one not close. Four-pitch walk, load him up. Dodgers probably need a mound visit yet, and here's Mark Pryor. Had 2 strikes on Perdomo. Hit them with a slider up and in. And then back-to-back walks.
Well, certainly not the way you want to start things. Again, the way the bullpen was taxed last night, you're going to be asked to eat a couple innings here, at least one, right?
Oh, they need multiple from Nat. Given Tanner Scott was the only pitcher that wasn't used last night. The Dodgers certainly don't want to bring him in if this score and deficit holds here tonight. But the fewest pitches thrown last night was Jack Dreyer, who threw 14, but 31 for Klein, 29 for Stewart, and Enriquez, 22 for Phillips. He's coming off surgery, 19 for Vesia. Breaking ball low, ball 1 for Kepler. And so if you're a hitter now, EK, and you're seeing an opposing pitcher on the mound who's kind of lost his command and feel for the strike zone. Drives one to right, deep enough for his second sac fly of the game. And the Dodgers got 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Arizona gets one right back, 7-2.
Did you get your answer?
Yep.
First base number 13, Tim Tawa.
They're going to run in this inning, and they have not yet recorded a hit. And you got Tim Tawa up there. Strike 1.
Dodgers have more hits in this series, 15-14 versus Arizona, but they trail 15-5 in the series. Walks and errors have been the issue.
First and third, 2 out. 0-2 on Tawa.
Mark that, they trail 16-5 in the series.
Tipped into the glove, strike 3. Inning over, but Arizona gets one to make it 7-2. The 7th inning stretch is here. It's brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. This is back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA. Brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup. Rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs, all engineered for your adventures. Diamondbacks 7, Dodgers 2. The other side of the stretch. Right-hander Kevin Ginkel appears out of the Arizona pen to face Teoscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 6 in this series. His last time up, one of the better swings he's probably taken in a while. Flew out to straightaway center field.
Yeah, with the way things have been going for Teo, I think he's looking forward to the break. Just kind of get away from things, clear your mind, come back with a refresh, and again, mentally, you think, okay, the season starts now, meaning next Friday.
And judging from how this series has started, the first game and a half, he's not the only Dodger who appears ready for the break. Full count. Chases what would have been ball 4.
Slider starting at the very edge of the zone and working its way out. Teo offering at it, checking in with McCann right there. Thought he clipped him a bit.
It was right around this time last year, EK, that the Dodgers kind of took a wrong turn in the regular season. They had the best record in baseball through the 3rd of July in 2025 at 56-32. Ball and 2 strikes on rushing. From July 4th to the 6th of September, they were 10 games below 500, the 4th worst mark in the big leagues in that stretch. Now, all that to say, at this point in 2026, they're 13.5 clear in the division. And we have seen over the past few years, the years where the Dodgers kind of run away with things in the West. Rushing breaks his bat and soft line out to Perdomo at short. And then the last couple we have seen where they have to play intense, meaningful battles into and through September. And obviously the last 2 years and playing those meaningful games, trying to turn things around down the stretch, have propelled them. But we also saw it in 2021 when they had to battle down the stretch and what that maybe cost them in the postseason. So at this juncture in the season where they're trying to just kind of fight through it with that large lead. We're back for the 8th inning after this. 7-2 Arizona.
Off the 8th inning.
After the top of the 8th, Dodgers down by 5, and Dave Roberts going to the bench behind Landon Knack. In front of him, Eliezer Alfonso now catching. Dalton Rushing moves to first base. Freddie Freeman is out. Miguel Rojas now at second base. Tommy Edman is out, and Alex Freeland at short. Mookie Betts is done. So since you talk so much, I didn't stop yapping the last inning, and the Dodgers only wanted to see 10 Kevin Ginkel pitches. EK, I will offer you.
Hey,
the
I was
floor.
enjoying it. No, I'm down with it.
That's ripped to left off the bat of Arenado, and it sails out of here. Arenado's 4th home run the last 11 games, now 12 on the year. Back to a 6-run Diamondback lead. Boos here at Dodger Stadium.
Well, I think it's just frustration with the Dodgers and the way they've played the last couple of games. Again, this will be the 3rd out of the last 4 that just really no excuse. I mean, just not good, right? This one right here, 4-seamer, 92 miles an hour. You're not going to sneak 92 by many.
Foreman Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. This was what changed the game. Dodgers intentionally walk Arenado to face James McCann. 2 on, 2 out. Trailing 3-0. He made it 6-0 with his first home run of the year. And it took, yeah, even though the Dodgers were down, it was 3-0. And weren't necessarily giving things up, but that took all the air out of it. McCann again. Gone. Back to back goes Arizona to start the 8th.
Well, this is an 0-2 pitch, and you can just see that that thing hangs, gets a big part of the plate. You know, one of the things it really doesn't matter what kind of stuff you have. If you're not pitching on the edges in the big leagues, you're bound to get hurt. And then if your stuff isn't elite and you're pitching in the big part of the plate, that's just not gonna pan out well for you if you're pitching.
Barossa grounds out to second. 4th career multi-home run game for James McCann, and 1st in nearly 2 years. September 20th, 2024 was the last time.
Before Ketel Marte.
I mean, the McCann pitch was, like I said, a 0-2 slider, and it was up, and it was on the inner half. It was just on the inner half. Just not a location you want to go. Arenado, 4-seam fastball right over to the middle part of the plate, the top part of the zone at 92.
Almost through 2 games. Corbin Carroll has been relatively quiet. Ketel Marte has been quiet. Geraldo Perdomo has been relatively quiet. And yet the Diamondbacks are outscoring the Dodgers 18-5. Three and 2. Chopper over the head of Knack, fielded by Freeland. 2 outs in the 8th.
I mean, while you're in it, it's frustrating for everybody. Frustrating for you as a player, for people watching, for the coaches, for the organization. But every ball club is going to go through it. You just kind of got to weather it and know that you're coming out the other side. And like I said, this is the 3rd of the last 4 games. It just, has not looked.
No, they've been stinkers, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're on our 3rd thing of flushing, and we're gonna about ready to clog a toilet, right?
That is the proper visual for the week.
Right?
No, you're not wrong
at all.
At
right now.
And no plunger to be found.
No. But again, it happens to every ball club, and then when it happens to us, when it happens to the Dodgers, it just looks that much worse because of the brand of baseball that we're accustomed to, the elite level. Yeah, I mean, the reality is it's the Dodgers, and then there's a tier, and then everybody else can start lining up.
Rushing picks up the roller at first after the back-to-back home runs to start. Nat gets the next 3 in order, but the Dodgers down 9-2. After this, it's Access Sports at Dodgers, presented by Mercury Insurance. Don't think Club Ravine is going to be rocking Center Field Plaza, but John Hartung, James Loney, and Nomar Garcia-Parra will be. Bottom of the 8th. And the Dodgers down by 7. Juan Murillo, his 40th appearance of the year. Facing the top of the order, not Shohei Ohtani, it's the pinch hitting Alex Call. So the bench totally empty now for the Dodgers. Call 1 for his last 11. He just has to pretend he's playing at Target Field every game.
Right.
So now we produced that hometown series. Bounces one to second. First out of the 8th.
Murillo, a pretty live arm. Gonna get it up there. And 4-seamer 99, and he's got a changeup around 92. Good slider, sinker. Former Dodger, used to pitch in the minor leagues for this organization.
Andy Pye has been the most productive Dodger tonight. It's 2 of the team's 6 hits. Brought in the first run of the game with an RBI knock in the 6th. They made it 6-1. Twice in this game, in the 4th and in the 6th, they had 2 on and either no outs or 1 out, and they couldn't get anybody more home. Down on 3 pitches.
I mean, we had ourselves a ball game here going into that 6th inning. It was a 1-0 ball game, and top of that 5th, Arizona exploded for 5. It started with that 4-pitch walk to Perdomo, and things just started to spiral after that. 8 runs for the Diamondbacks in the last 3 half innings. For them offensively, I should say.
Strike 1 on Alex Freeland. Took over for Freddie Freeman's spot in the lineup, and Mookie Betts at shortstop.
How about if I asked you, one team is 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position and the other's 2 for 8? Which is which, right? Arizona is 1 for 6 tonight with runners in scoring position. Yet they've got.
And 1 hit was the McCann homer.
Yeah, 9 up on the board.
Freeland down on strikes. The Dodgers down in order, putting up a fight.
Llevo un rato fingiendo que te presto atención y creo que en el Amazonas hay más conexión. Que a mí tu carro no me interesa, ni el puesto que quieres en tu empresa. Lo que hagas es el mes no me interesa, solo bésame, bésame y hablamos mañana.
Shinobu Yamamoto went 6 innings. Then the Dodgers called to the bullpen. Brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Landon Neck came in for the 7th and the 8th. And he's got the ball for the 9th. 45 pitches. Most he's thrown this year down to AAA Oklahoma City was 63. Carroll pops it high in the air. Left center field. Easy for Pages. Speaking of pitches, EK, that's something for you. These are the number of pitches the Diamondbacks have thrown to the Dodgers in 8 innings so far. 5, 12, 10, 24, 8, 9, 11, 10. So 7 of 8 innings, 12 or fewer pitches seen.
Okay, a lot of aggressiveness, and Dodgers just could never figure out this Diamondback pitching. And as we noted early on in the game, there was a ton of chase. And so, I mean, it's a couple things, right? It's the Dodgers being aggressive and just trying to make something happen. And
Sharply hit by the outstretched arm of Freeland into left field. 1 out base hit for Moreno. 1 on 1 out in the top of the 9th. Let's go downstairs to David Bassett.
Well, at 2:45 this afternoon, guys, Blake Snell threw to hitters, Kike Hernandez and Eliezer Alfonso, who's behind the plate now. He simulated 2 innings of work. He's going to do another one of those, and Dave Roberts said he's headed out for a rehab appearance a week from today, and he's going to have to do at least 5 of those.
Keep going, DV.
Snell told me after he was done with it, he said the curveball feels better than it ever has in 2 years, because before the nanoscope procedure where he had those loose bodies removed, it was limiting his extension on that pitch, and he just feels like he's going to be able to use that curveball as a bigger weapon when he comes back. And the reviews that he got back from Dave Roberts and the hitters were outstanding. So he's really encouraged at where he's at and is looking forward to coming back, possibly the first homestand after the All-Star break, if not in the near future after that.
That can't come soon enough. Dodgers to get him back. No Blake Snell, no Tyler Glasnow. Edwin Diaz. Massive pieces to the pitching puzzle. So thank goodness for the guy on the right, Justin Wroblewski. Finally received some good news this morning after lots of lobbying from Dave Roberts, the Dodgers staff, to Major League Baseball to get Justin Wroblewski to the All-Star game. That call finally came. Chase Burns, outstanding young righty for Cincinnati, tweaked his groin the other night and he reported it to the Reds. He didn't feel good and shouldn't pitch. Opened up another spot in the National League pitching staff, and Wroblewski, a 10-game winner for the Dodgers first half of this season, and a first-time All-Star. Tim Tawa cracks one to the left center field gap. It is down, a one-hopper over the wall. Tim Tawa is not going to want to leave Los Angeles the way this series has gone for him. That's his 2nd double of the game. 3-hit night, back-to-back 3-hit games to start this series.
Hitter number 6, Ildemaro Vargas.
He's in a stretch right now where he's seeing the ball well and getting some pitches to hit. He's not missing them. not going to want that All-Star break to come at all.
Now Torey Lovullo getting some of his veterans an early breather. Nolan Arenado to the bench. Ildemaro Vargas to the plate. One and two.
Got Emmett Sheehan on the mound tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing him, have him finish strong, go into the break with some good vibes. Did Arizona announce a starter or
for Zach Gallen?
They haven't announced anything yet. So, we have a yes. Who might that be, Rick?
Mitch Bratt.
Okay.
Going to get called up for it.
I think a real important start for Emmett. You know, just again, you're going to have some time off, time away, and you'd like to take some good.
Yeah, you want somebody
momentum.
You'd rather take a trip. You're staying at home. Just have your breather with sitting with some positive thoughts.
Yeah,
going to the break on an upswing. And heads up in the D-back dugout. Oh boy, and the camera well on the first base side. Knack looking for one more strike to finish the ninth. His 60th pitch out of the pen. Grounded to Muncy. Through the dirt. Nicely done. To reach, two stranded by Knack. Well, it's ninth, but it's still 9-2 Arizona.
Major League Baseball is taking over Philly with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on Netflix, July 13th. Then catch the 96th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 14th on Fox.
First time the Dodgers have given up at least 9 runs in back-to-back games since exactly 2 years ago. July 7th and 9th, 2024. Lost 9-2 against Milwaukee and then 10-1 in Philly. That's where a handful of Dodgers will head for 2026 All-Star Game. The pitch for Arizona, the lefty, Phil Abner.
6 innings so far, giving up 2 home runs. Opponents are hitting 280. Dodgers get an opportunity to get some swings here.
Strike one on Eliezer Alfonso Jr. First plate appearance after coming off the bench. Chopper to short. Perdomo in to make the play.
Max had a bit of a hiccup on one play, but man, he has played some defense tonight. I mean, showing some unbelievable athleticism, some good range.
And to the point you brought up earlier, I think it's a great one for fans watching. You think about, slumps snowballing. Mostly, it's probably 99% of the time, you're talking about what's happening at the plate, the batter's box. The fact that you brought up, it can happen in the field as well.
Yeah, that's the worst.
So
this was the one that was amazing. I mean, as high as he got right there, then able to control his body and make the throw. Man, just elite.
hits it to his counterpart, Vargas. 2 gone.
Right fielder, number 23, Kyle Tucker.
Dodgers down to their final out. Still doing fireworks? Tucker to left. Ball game. The Dodgers getting spanked in this series by the Snakes. 9-3 on Friday, 9-2 the final on this Saturday as they limp toward the All-Star break.
Well, not a game that you want to really remember. Not much went right for the Dodgers at all. Again, been saying this a little too frequently, but just something you got to flush, put behind you, come back tomorrow. So we're not worried about winning a series. We just want to win the last one going into the All-Star break. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow.
Make it a happy flight to the East Coast. All right, Sunday finale on tap. Emmett Sheehan.